Good Monday morning. It's another bright day. I think we're looking at nearly 70 degrees today. It's actually warm this morning, going to be the next couple of days. Going to be around the house today working on some stuff. I've got a project away from the house tomorrow that I should bring you guys along on. We searched and searched and searched for a tiller this weekend. No luck. I thought I found one about an hour and a half away from here, but I had to wait till they opened today, and I spoke with them this morning. Zero in stock. Have no idea when they're going to have any. Who knew we were going to have a tiller shortage this spring? It's kind of crazy. So I may still end up just borrowing this year because you can't even buy a tiller. First world problems, right? I mean, what's this place coming to? But I've got plenty to do around here. We actually scored a little bit of wire for our permanent cages. I don't know that I'll be building those today, but I might get started on them. I've got a peach tree and a couple more apple trees back here that we acquired this weekend that I got to get planted this morning. We got the other feeder that we needed for that center cage. I got to go ahead and get that hay manger, hay ring, whatever you want to call it, mounted on it and get the feeder mounted on it. And yeah, I don't know. I may work on the garden a little bit today. I may make a cage. I don't know what I'm going to do. Like I say, I've got a project away from here tomorrow to help some folks out. That'll reminds me I need to make a phone call. But it'll be a two-part. Should be able to get most of it taken care of tomorrow, and then finish it off hopefully later this week. We'll just have to see what schedules look like. But let's get started on something. This guy here is a Honeycrisp apple, and I got it a little close to the wood line here, but I've got plans on taking care of all that little mess going that away, so it won't be there forever or too much longer. And then this guy is a Bell Peach, and then the next apple tree down will be a Gala apple. I'm pretty sure the title of today's video is just going to be Tiny Project Day, because I'm just bouncing around, nothing in mind, just I'm stopping along my way as I walk through and taking care of things I need to take care of. I got those 2 apple trees and peach tree planted, and now I'm going to turn my attention to that gate right there. We poured the concrete on here Saturday, so these posts should be good and solid and sturdy, and I'm going to get this gate mounted. And I don't know what's after that. Miss B, what do you think? Do you approve? You're trapped. You're trapped forever, kiddo. And just like that, We now have one gate. Would you like to come out? We'll just go that way then. Don't even use the gate. I don't care. Would you like to go in? Come on, Miss B. Come on, baby. Come on. There you go. Good girl. Okay, you stay. You stay. You stay, okay? You protect the garden. I know you're not stupid, baby. Ta-da! One garden gate. And right down from where the gate needed to be, this frost-free faucet needs to be. I've been hauling this thing around in my truck for about 2 or 3 weeks. And I think I've got everything I need besides the want to of digging all that ditch with the pickaxe, but it'll be all right. We'll get her done. Let's tear into this and get this put together, make sure we got all the plumbing pieces we need for it before we start digging the ditch over here. For anybody that's never dealt with these before, they got a little spigot on them here down underneath the ground. That way anything that is above ground, once you shut it off, drains back down into the ground. If you'll bury a little bit of rocks right around the bottom of it where it's at in the ground, gives it plenty of room for that water to spew out. And that's what makes these a frost free, and you can just poke them up just anywhere. And thankfully the water line is about 4 foot just outside of the front of the garden fence. And I've got a rough idea where it's at. I'll have to dig down gently and find my water line and then trench. And I'm going to run this just inside and put it in the corner of the garden there. That way I've got water in the garden. That will be a blessing and a godsend for me all summer long. Pretty simple. I've got to go get my Teflon tape, and I'll crank this 90 on there. It's a hard line. I don't have to worry about PVC breaking or anything like that. Tying straight into a brass PEX sleeve, and I'll run, I've got 1-inch PEX underground here, and then I've got a T for my PEX, and I'll tee into my line and then just connect the PEX on this end and connect the PEX right there. Voila, water. Simple, easy. All that is, except for the digging part. Something else to think about right here is if you want your faucet a certain direction, it's easiest to turn your bottom wherever your water's coming in from so that everything is oriented like you want it. But also make sure you inspect. I left the wrapper on the top. It's broke. So I'm going to take my piece back off of the bottom and return this to Lowe's and get another one. Yay. So let's move on to something else. How about we try our hand at least one cage, or one partial cage anyway, for one of the permanents, since those others are going to be the grow outs. We ended up with a 14 gauge 1x1 for the walls, and then the same in a 1/2x1 for the floor and the ceiling. So let's see if we can't toss one of these together. Well, I wasn't really feeling the cages today. I feel like that's something good for Mama to do. So I ran down to the cabin and grabbed some scrap fencing that I had that will end up being used running on these guys here to create some trellises for some pole beams and stuff to grow up on. But I'm going to try to jump in here and start getting some rocks out of the garden. That sounds like a load of fun, but I've got plenty of them, and before I get a tiller on it, I've got to do it. I've got some that I've got my big rock bar that I'm going to try to pry out, because a couple of them are Volkswagen hoods. So maybe I can break those up and get them out, or maybe we will garden around them. We'll just have to see what happens. Those rocks wore me out. But either way, we got a little bit done today. I got some of the rocks out of the garden. I got the gate hung. I got some trees planted. Had a big fail on the frost-free faucet, but I will swap that out. I'll have to make a run to Lowe's tomorrow for part of my project. But other than that, something interesting and different tomorrow. Definitely something that is not my forte. But I'm going to jump on it and try to tackle it anyway. I may even have a helper tomorrow. So, hang tight for tomorrow and see what kind of craziness I might get into. And we will catch you guys on the next one.